The Andretti bid to join the grid in 2026 has been going on for well over a year now, but Formula One may have put the final nail in his plan's coffin. Andretti's vocal approach to finding his way into Formula One has caught the attention of fans, but it hasn't been well received by the paddock. Can Andretti turn it around before it's too late? Or has he already done too much damage to be allowed entry to the sport? And what does Formula One boss Stefano Domenicali think of it? After all, he may have the final say. If you want to know this and more, then stick around for the rest of the video. Let's begin the video by filling you in on what's going on with Andretti's bid to join the sport. The last development prior to us making this video was that Cadillac had come on board to give Andretti the global name appeal that it was missing, having enlisted General Motors to become Andretti Cadillac Racing, and with the FIA having opened a registration process to join F1, prospects look brighter than 6 months ago. Since then, Andretti has given the sport another reason to let him onto the grid. Andretti has indicated his prospective F1 team will not stop with the premier single-seater category. Whilst the team has begun work on an Indianapolis factory at its base, Andretti has explained how he plans to take the team across the racing spectrum, seeking further categories to run in. Our main headquarters will be in the United States, in Fishers, Indiana, where we announced our new facility, which is going to be one of the most advanced racing facilities in the world once it's created. We'll have a satellite shop over in Europe as well, because we'll be running more than just Formula One in Europe. We'll be in other series as well, so we're going to have a big headquarters over there. That's our plan. Your guess is as good as ours as to what series he may be referring to. The feeder series would be an obvious place to start, giving Andretti a pipeline for upcoming talent, specifically American talent, to bring it to Formula One. That is a very long-term vision, and he's probably come up with the plan as a way of aiding his entry to Formula One, not because of a burning desire to be involved in Formula 2. Maybe a World Rally Championship entry could be planned. It's impossible to know, and his statement is vague enough that he doesn't have to actually commit to anything. But that's where the Andretti bid is at the moment. What is Formula One's current view on the bid? Has his vague commitment to maybe being a part of the junior categories changed the sport's view on him? Unfortunately, and I know this will be a disappointment to many of you, it hasn't changed F1's opinion. Formula One boss Stefano Domenicali has recently criticised Andretti for his approach to gaining access to the grid, labelling the vocal US hopeful not smart, and stressing that other, quieter teams also hold an interest. In an exclusive interview with Sky Sports F1's Martin Brundle, Domenicali also indicates that F1 would not be swayed by team owner Michael Andretti's shouting and attempts to push the system. Yeah, the whole interview is like that. To say Domenicali is unimpressed would be an understatement. Despite the Andretti and Cadillac bid being welcomed by FIA President Mohammed Ben Sulayem, it isn't the FIA that gets the final say. Ben Sulayem has finally been forced to take a less active role in Formula One after getting in the bad books of everyone in the sport, but before stepping back, he did manage to get the official process for teams to join the grid into place. The process did end with this caveat. For the avoidance of doubt, no new applicant has an automatic right of entry to the championship, and the maximum number of teams competing in the championship up to and including the 2025 season is capped at 12, it said. Existing F1 teams will be given priority over new applicants. In the event that no applicant is considered suitable by the FIA and/or by the F1 commercial rights holder, no new F1 teams will be selected. What this means is that the interview we're about to share with you probably proves that Andretti's bid to join the sport is dead. When asked if he would have followed Andretti's example to join the sport, Formula One president Stefano Domenicali, a former team boss himself, admits he would have gone about it differently. First of all, we're very welcoming of everyone that's bringing value to the racing, Domenicali tells Brundle. I think we need to respect everyone. There are teams like Mario and Michael Andretti being very vocal about their will to enter Formula One. But in my view, it is not smart to say that teams are greedy. There are others that are much less vocal that would like to come into Formula One. So there is a process to respect, and we will make sure together with the FIA that the process will be respected. The comment about calling teams greedy is a response to Andretti calling the current teams on the grid greedy for not wanting to split the current prize money with any more teams. Quick bit of life advice: if you ever have a job interview, don't insult the people interviewing you. It won't help your cause. That is what Andretti has done, and surprise, surprise, the people who have the final say on his entry are not happy about it. Stefano Domenicali continued saying, "There are a lot of dimensions to consider, and we don't have to overreact because someone is pushing the system. The process will be done seriously in the right way. Someone is shouting and someone is not shouting. Andretti Cadillac remains the only team to publicly declare its interest in joining F1, but they are believed to be at least a handful of other interested parties considering a bid. They have until February 17th to declare their interest and until April 30th to make a formal application. This isn't the first time Domenicali has suggested that Andretti's vocal approach might not be the best way to get about joining the F1 grid. The evaluation is not only with Andretti, the evaluation is with others that are respecting the silence or trying to be more productive on approving who they are and respecting the protocol we have in place. Domenicali said last August, before Ben Sulayem's official declaration, that the FIA would start a process of accepting new F1 teams. So it isn't like Andretti hasn't been warned that he might be going about things the wrong way. It's a shame that he hasn't been able to play the Formula 1 political game to get his team on the grid, because an American team backed by a huge brand like Cadillac could have been good for the sport. Gunther Steiner, the Haas team boss, recently gave his opinion on the Andretti bid as well, and it echoes the thoughts of Domenicali and the rest of the grid. What upside is it bringing? Steiner tells Sky Sports of Andretti's efforts to enter the sport. There is just risk, no benefit. 5 years ago, you could get teams for nothing. You could pick it up, nobody wanted them, and they went out of business. Now, all of a sudden, everybody wants a team. But it's a lot of people that want to come in, and the 10 teams which are here are all financially stable, all well set up. It's a very good environment at the moment. No one is struggling. If you put an 11th team in and we get a little bit of a dip in the economy or something all of a sudden, maybe people are maybe struggling to survive. Why take that risk if there's no upside? It's not up to me to decide. This is the view of most, if not all of the team bosses. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? There is a process in place to help address the financial effect of adding extra team though. Potential entrants are now looking at having to fork out around $600 million in an anti-dilution payment, due to the existing teams losing prize money due to it being split in an extra way. Despite this, the Formula 1 bosses insist that 10 teams is enough. If this point of view doesn't change, the only other hope is buying an existing team. And at this point in time, it's very much a seller's market. Christian Horner suggests that as opposed to coming in as a new entity, the American buys an existing outfit. Red Bull Racing was Jaguar, which was Stuart Ford, he tells the Daily Mail. You look at Mercedes, that goes all the way back through Honda to British American Racing to Tyrrell. Aston Martin go back to being Jordan. That has been the procedure for many years. There's absolutely nothing against Andretti, he insists. They're great people and Cadillac is a wonderful brand. But we need to come up with a criteria for 2026 that doesn't diminish the value of, particularly the smaller teams, and deals with the elephant in the room of who's actually going to pay for it. The $600 million payment split 10 ways is only $60 million. Not even half of a team's annual budget cap. Then there are all the other costs outside of the budget cap. $600 million sounds like a lot, but really, once you shared it out, it's a drop of water in the ocean for Formula 1 teams. Do you think that any potential entrants will make it to the sport? Will we ever see an 11th team on the grid? Let us know your opinions in the comments, and on your way down, don't forget to subscribe in preparation for the 2023 season. Until next time, drive safe and bye for now.